Alright, welcome back guys. Now in this video, this is a project that I've been wanting to do for quite a few years, but because I was working, I never really had the time because I knew it was going to be a really big project. And so now that I'm retired, so I've got some time to do some of this stuff. And let me show you just kind of what I'm going to be doing. And you can take a look over here in the garage. You know, during the summer months, it really gets hot. And so it gets so hot, it's well over 100, 105, 110 degrees in here. And even if you raise the door up, you know it's still pretty hot. Then when you get into the winter time, then it's really cold, and then you have to get out a kerosene heater, put that up, takes time there. So like during the summer, the only time you can do anything is in the early part of the day. After that, then you just pretty much can't do anything. So here's what I'm going to be doing. It's a multi-stage project because once I'm doing one thing, then I'm going to just do a lot of it. So it's like 3 projects in one. First of all, we got this here mini split heat pump 12K BTU.
Nice.
We're going to be putting that in. So you see we have the indoor unit, which of course has the evaporator. We have the condensing unit. And up here, we're going to have the line set, which is also going to be housed in this here. And of course we have the line set itself, which is over here. Now I've already got all this stuff. You can see it's a real mess. So one of the projects is trying to organize this stuff. So we're going to be putting wall cabinets up. Also we're going to be putting a couple of floor cabinets in. Wall cabinets 28 by 28 by 12 deep. The floor cabinets are going to be 72 high, 36 wide, 18 inches deep. So I'm hoping I can do a little bit with this storage here because I was having a problem on that. Also, not only the electrical for this here unit, which is 240 volts, we're also going to be running, basically it's going to be 3 circuits out here. I'm going to have 2 120 volt, 20 amp circuits. One's going to be for the AC recovery machine dedicated for itself. Then I'm going to have a general purpose receptacles, for the, for outlets, and they're going to be placed. So just so you can see what we got here, it is a real mess.
But I know how to take care of that, Terry.
How's that?
Yard sale.
Throw it all away? Yeah.
Yard sale.
Yard sale, yeah.
30 cents on the dollar.
30 cents? You out of your mind. So I've got all this stuff pulled out, so I have clean access all the way around on each wall. So there's this wall right here. We're going to be working on that. We're going to be putting outlets, J boxes, 4x4 J boxes, handy boxes. Also, you can see we got the back wall. We're going to be working on that. And also on this wall over here, we're going to be putting electrical over here. So we're going to be running 1/2 inch EMT, and the indoor unit, I'm looking for it to go over here. Of course, the condensing unit will be on the other side. This over here being an outside wall. You can see I bought a lot of the materials already as far as electrical. So there's our EMT, I got my conduit bender, and also got all the boxes, J boxes, and there's a whole lot of other stuff I bought, so I'm not going to bore you with the details on that. Now with any kind of HVAC work, if you're putting in a unit, it's always good to know what your heat loss and your heat gain is for the area that you're trying to heat or trying to cool, so you can pick out an appropriate size for your unit. So I've already done all the calculations here, so that's why I decided to go with this 12K BTU unit here, and it is a heat pump as I already mentioned. And I can get multiple reports, so here's one of them, and then here's another one as an example. Now we're on the outside wall right now, and I was thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a cement pad out here for the condensing unit. Probably I'm thinking about raising it up maybe 2.5, maybe 3 inches. I haven't quite figured that out in the height. When we get to that part, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But the line set's going to be up in here. It's going to run down. So pretty much it's going to run down, and then it's going to turn with the line set lines, and it's going to go right into the condensing unit. And then I'm going to have a disconnect. It's going to be out here. 30 amp disconnect, fusible. Going to have 15 amp time delay fuses in that. Now with any project this big, a lot of people they would just wing it as they go. But I don't like to do that, and what we're going to do is I've already done it. I've already been working on the designs of where my cabinets are going to be, where my tables are going to be, pretty much everything's going to be organized where the unit's going to be. So let's go over some of the diagrams here for each one of these walls, and I'll briefly go over that, and I'll show you some of the CAD drawings of showing what it's going to be looking like. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we've done some CAD drawings for each one of these 3 walls because there's a lot of stuff here as far as the pipes coming down, wall cabinets, the indoor unit, as far as the AC. So we just want to know where all this stuff is going so I know where to put all this piping and it's not going to interfere with all this other stuff as far as these wall cabinets and these floor cabinets. So we're going to briefly go over the drawings for the 3 walls so you can see what we got involved. Now here on this side, this is where we have the kitchen doorway. This is the doorway going into the kitchen. Going to have a J-box. It's right up above the door. This here pipe up on the top, it's going to go up and it's going to go into above the wall and it's going to go down into the panel board, and we're going to pick up all of these here circuits. You can see this is going to be a conduit. We've got a J-box over here. We've got a conduit coming down. And on all of these J-boxes and all for the straps, the hanger straps, I want to make sure that I get each one of these over a stud. Handy boxes, you know, a lot of times when you put an outlet in there and then you go and pull it out, and then the boxes start pulling out with these little plastic anchors. So we're going to be going directly into the stud wherever possible for every J-box, handy box, and strap. Okay, so here is 3 cabinets. Got 3 of them, 28 by 28 by 12 inches. They're going to be sitting right over top of the shop table that I got 1 of them. And you can see there's a shop table right here. Here are my 2 toolboxes. Over here, here's the AC recovery unit. This is where I'm going to have a dedicated circuit for that. Again, we got a J-box and there's the conduit up above. These areas right up here, these are the straps, hanger straps. We got another conduit and it's coming over here and then it's going to wrap around the wall. So this is only the back wall. So when you drive straight in with your car, that's the wall that you're going to see that's right in front of you. Okay, now let's take a look at the wall that as you drive in, is the wall that's over on the right. Okay, now we're looking at the wall that's on the right. It's adjoining on the other side is to the dining room. Now over here, you can see that we have a refrigerator, which is out there in the garage. Now here we're going to have a floor cabinet. As I mentioned, it was 72 by 36 by 18 inches deep. Here I got my Bossy nailer. I have the pressure washer, got an engine holder over here. I'm going to have 2 more wall cabinets over here. And over here you can see there's a conduit coming down. I'm going to have a handy box. There's going to be an outlet down here. And here comes the conduits coming across. And by the way, this conduit's going to be 5 inches to the center, from the center line for all the way around the walls. And then coming down here, we can see I've got a coupling. I got another J-box over here. And then it's going to come down. Going to have a vacuum cleaner here. So if you want to clean the car out, then just put the vacuum cleaner. That's where it's going to stay stored. And then over here I got a little organizer. That's where brooms and mops and things of that sort is at. So that pretty much. Oh, and then also we have a cabinet here, but this is not going to be a cabinet for storage for mechanical supplies. This is basic kind of stuff in here. It's going to be stored for the kitchen, but you don't really get to it all the time. This one here is a wooden cabinet. And by the way, all of these cabinets, the wall cabinets and the floor cabinets that I'm going to be putting in here, is going to be all metal. Now let's take a look and see what we got on that last wall, and this is the one that's going to have the AC unit on. Okay, on this last wall, we got a lot of stuff going on over here. Now here's this wall. This is the outside wall. This is where the indoor unit for the AC unit is going to be hanging up on the wall. And that's going to be right here. So this is where I'm looking at placing it. So it's almost pretty much right in the center of that wall. I'm going to have it 81 inches from the bottom to the top. I'm going to have it 10 inches down from the top, and I'm going to have 8 inches on each side. And that more than meets the requirements, from the installation manual, because I've already looked at all this stuff to know where to place it, make sure I'm going to have enough airflow, coming through this here indoor unit. Now, over here, on this wall on the end down here, I'm going to have another wall cabinet. All these wall cabinets are all the same size. And then down here, I'm looking to put my air compressor. And of course there's an outlet for it to be plugged in. Then over here I'm going to have another floor cabinet, same size as the previous ones. And then over here we got our shop table. And then above that I'm going to have my 2 outlets, just like on the other wall, to the back wall. And then right over here I'm going to put a 4x4 J-box, and on the other side of that J-box, on the outside of the wall, that's where we're going to put our disconnect for the condensing unit. So then there'll be a pipe connecting between the back of the J-box and going into the back of the disconnect. Then of course, let's see what else we got. Over here, on the far end of the wall, we're going to have 3 wall cabinets. So you see I got one here, one here, one here. Down here, I'm going to have my table saw. And of course then we're going to have an outlet for it. And that is pretty much it. And here's the outside unit. Here's the condensing unit. So you can see how it is going to be in relation to the indoor unit. I'm going to have my duct, the dashed line right down through here. This is the PVC ducting that's going to be housing the line set. And then when it gets down to here, then I'm going to be looking at just taking some bends. And then I'm going to put the bends in here. I'm going to flare the lines. Probably the factory ones a lot of times don't look that great, so we're going to be flaring those. And of course we'll be pulling the vacuum on it. We'll be putting a pressure test with nitrogen. And then that looks good. Then we're going to do a vacuum test. I'm going to use a micron gauge. Lots of good stuff. So anyway, I think that pretty much covers it. So I just want to give you guys an idea to show you what I've been up to. Now obviously I can't film every bit of this. Well, I could, but you're going to watch probably a 20-part video series on all of this stuff? Probably not. So if there is something that you want to know, you want to see specific, let me know, because I haven't started this job yet, because I'm going to start it in the next day or so, 1 or 2 days, no more than 2 days. Then if you want to see something, conduit bending, how to install a pipe, J-boxes, wiring connections, or maybe something on the AC unit, flaring or whatever, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and do the job, and then you'll see it at the end, show it all done, and then we'll talk about it and we'll make a quick video of it. So anyway, here's your chance. You can jump in. If you want to see something specific, let me know. If you want to know something about the code, that, we'll go over that too. So I think that's going to wrap this video up. Oh, and by the way, these here drawings, I'm going to put on each one of the walls out there. This drawing, of course, that will go on the outside wall. And I'm going to take some push pins and I'm going to just stick it right on the wall. It's just like in the work I did before, being electrical, and working with, the electricians and all. They just take the drawings and just stick it right on the cabinet if it's, say, doing wiring. So it's no different here. Put it on the wall. And then I'm going to refer to these drawings to do everything, and we're going to match it up to this designs on these CAD drawings. So hopefully we shouldn't have any problems, because I already took care of looking into it first instead of trying to design it and wing it on the fly. And then if I put down a pipe down here, and then I find out I put it in the wrong spot, and then it's, okay, look at here, I can't put my cabinet here, but if I'd have moved this pipe over, I could have got this cabinet in. So that's why we went through all this here trouble. So anyway, like I said, if you want to see something, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and do the job, and then at the end we'll show, just show the highlights of it. You guys take care, and we'll see you in the next one.